It's Kat from Countess Travels the World. Sacramento often gets a bad rap. It's the capital of California, but it's surrounded by farmland and has a reputation of being kind of out in the boondocks. I used to think it was kind of a cow town, but now that I've spent time there, I think it's really a nice town. It has a small town feel, but with all the conveniences of a big city. My best friend moved there a few years ago, and I visit her a couple times a year.
When flying into Sacramento International Airport, which has some really interesting artwork, you'll notice that much of Sacramento is farmland, and it's flat, really flat.
But once you get into the city, you don't notice the flatness anymore because of all the trees. Sacramento prides itself on having a wealth of trees, and the city will provide property owners with a free tree. They'll also periodically check on the tree in the first few years to make sure that it's thriving. Pretty cool, huh?
Sacramento is one of California's first cities, initially being settled in 1839 by John Sutter, of Sutter's Fort fame. Then when gold was found in the nearby hills, which set off the 1849 gold rush, the city of Sacramento was founded in February of 1850. The early city, on the banks of the Sacramento River, has been preserved and has a large concentration of mid-19th century buildings. On the river, there is an 88-year-old riverboat, which is a hotel and restaurant, called the Delta King, where you can take a break for a beer or cocktail while you wander the old city. Between the American and Sacramento rivers lies Sutter's Fort, complete with character actors demonstrating what early California life was like, including firing a cannon. There are different workrooms representing the way things were made at the time. It's an interesting place. There are ongoing restorations of the property, so call ahead to make sure the fort is open. One of the founders of Sacramento was the Crocker family. Next to their mansion, they constructed a building just as large, which was dedicated to entertaining. It contained a ballroom on the main floor, with an art gallery on the second floor. The Crocker family donated the buildings to the city, and today they stand as the Crocker Art Museum, with the original house, entertainment wing, and a modern structure for the rest of the museum's pieces. Many of the Crockers, along with other founders of Sacramento, such as the Hopkins, are buried at the Old City Cemetery, a lovely park-like cemetery filled with flowers and trees situated on the tallest rise in the city. Most of the graves are 19th century, and many are interesting and beautiful. While we were there, the weather was either gray, sunny, or raining, but it was mostly a nice overcast day.
Sacramento has some really good restaurants. A few that I've recently visited are Mulvaney's, which is really good, great food, great people. The Rind, they have cheese plates, charcuterie, wine. It's more of a casual place, but really good. And they have mac and cheese on the menu and grilled cheese sandwiches that looked really good. So you might want to try those. Another place is Le Beau Bakery, and that is more on the east side. And I've only been there for breakfast, but it was really good. And Candace has been there more often, and she really likes it. And they have really good coffee. Another place is Bacon and Butter. Definitely go to Bacon and Butter. Just really good food. It's a smaller place, but great food. They're only open for breakfast and lunch, and there will be a line. There's always a line, so get there early. For dessert, Ginger Elizabeth chocolates, which is just down the street from the Rhine, so you can go get a cheese plate and then go get some chocolates. They have French macarons, they have ice cream, they have these nice little cakes, lots of stuff you can get. And another place is Orphan. We went there this last time. It was the first time for all of us, and we went there for breakfast. Very good. And they also have just these ginormous cups of coffee. Good coffee. So I recommend them. If you run out of things to do and eat inside Sacramento, there are many things to do in the nearby areas. The Sierra Nevada are just to the east, with Lake Tahoe just a 2-hour drive away. There are also many hiking trails, including the Pacific Crest Trail, which you can day hike or spend a few days on.
About an hour outside the city to the northeast is Placerville, a gold mining town from 1848. It still retains its old town charm. To the northeast is Willow Pond Organic Farm, which has an open-air fruit and vegetable stand next to the pond. A little further east is the Apple Hill area, where you'll find lovely hills full of apple orchards. You can visit the orchards and buy apples and other products of the region. My favorite orchard is Rainbow Orchards. They have apples, fresh pressed cider, and seasonal vegetables. But best of all, they make fresh, hot apple cider donuts. They don't make them every day, so call ahead and make sure they're making them on the day that you visit. There are also vineyards in the Apple Hill, Placerville area, including Madrona Vineyards, Fenton Harriet Vineyards, and David Gerard Vineyards. They all have good wines, but I don't have specifics as I didn't take notes when I was there. If you head southeast from Sacramento, you'll find more wineries, including in the Plymouth area. I recommend Jeff Runquist Wines, Wilderotter Vineyard, and Vino Noceto.
And a simple 2-hour drive to the west will take you to the Napa and Sonoma wine regions. That's a whole nother video. As you can see, there are many interesting places to see in and around Sacramento, from the old city to the different wine regions and to the Sierra Nevada, as well as much good food. I recommend spending some time and getting to know Sacramento. Until next time, enjoy your adventures.